the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Yabeka Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ekopie mu ewo apsa na ode nani so ade hu etuga no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia editu dwa se ono eba be president a ade se contract bi a ono ne government no ebe kwa akoye bi a ade se ono Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eba be publish ato abonten na Ghana fo nyina eni ehunu bi na eno and auditors general report beto abonten majority of Ghana 80% of cocoa road contracts since 2020 ade say yedema papa bi na ye frɛ Ibrahim Bawumia ono Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia brother na no and Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akase na se ono ankasa ne nyanso etimi enya 87% of cocoa road contract since 2020 dia ene na express Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia corrupt papa enye asem kotoa na ya na ye no nwa kra se oya na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ejai ono ne ho no aba beka se John Dramani Mahama corrupt na eno na komia se Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa yesa na wanye fe na opese ogu Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ehufi because sa Ibrahim Bawumia aye kan ho asemi enne be ma no contract no aye adwuma NDC person nyina ade asemi e ma papa contract e ma no kwan wo man Ghana mu ha nti MPP bana omonso amani bia ade nti na Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa ebe ba betu ja say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nti enye corrupt na nsem de nana akomia eka bipa na enya asem kotoa na yenkotie nana akomia.
It would have been
I can't wait for judgment day.
It would have been helpful if Samuel Okudzeto did not spend so much energy in trying to bring in Dr. Bawumia onto this thing. Bawumia's brother, Ibrahim Bawumia, is an individual. He's been doing contracts under NDC.
I don't know that.
Just check. He's been a road contractor, has been doing a lot of work under NDC. And he's doing a lot of work today. I don't understand why you are so happy bringing in his brother's name.
No, I don't have any issue with legitimate contract. But where there is no value for money, where procurement laws are being breached.
Can I?
Those are the substantive issues.
Can I? If procurement laws are being breached, let's deal with it. Let the proper investigation be done. Let us clearly show where the breaches are. Because you see, my only reason why I'm cautioning you is that if you try to bring in this linkage, then you invite other linkages, and I don't want us to go there.
But
that's why I'm cautioning.
You were the Bawumias were attacking Mahama.
No, they
I
were.
read his tweets.
They were.
They said overpriced single source.
Yes. Because you see, I can also draw linkages, just to follow your cue, and I don't think you want that. We all know of people who were connected to President Mahama. Kanazui, for example, he got this huge contract to construct a wall at the Ghana embassy in Burkina Faso after he had a meeting with President Mahama through single sourcing. And there are so many of them. And we can play them if we like. I don't have a problem. My focus is one, that loophole. Obviously, both parties are guilty of this single source thing. It was brought into the procurement law to allow a window, and it provided strict criteria for single source, where the person is the only provider of the service that you require, and so on, or maybe there's some agency. But it's been breached. It's been observed in the breach by all sides. So I believe it is time to close that loophole of single source. The only safeguard provided for is that it must be approved by the procurement PPA,
Yeah, the
Procurement Authority.
Public Procurement Authority.
The Procurement Authority has been starved by partisan actors. And so it's just become a conduit for political actors to rush single source through. It's sad, but that's the reality we are faced with. The discretion that was offered has been abused across parties. Let's close it. If it's going to happen through a private member or whatever, we need to close that discretion because we have proven not capable of resisting the temptation that comes with this single source across parties. The findings at the public accounts, another issue. These days, you hardly hear. Remember those days, the public accounts meetings were the most popular items on television. And they made gripping viewing in the days of Salas Mensah, Kandapaa, Ajimamenu. They were gripping. Salas Mensah cried there. He also went to head PPA. After public accounts and were gripping, he went to head PPA. And I can tell you, nearly all the approvals for single source, all the requests for single source were approved under Salas Mensah. He actually told the people that he came here to do his political party's bidding.
He told who?
So it has been observed. It has been observed in the breach. Let's close it by removing that discretion from single source.
So Nana, back to the kind of discussion I've been having with you on these issues. If we take at least the two tweets that Sami read, Nana Akufo-Addo 2016, Dr. Bawumia 2016, identifying this. I refer to the Dankwa Institute's press conference about sole sourcing and how it is corruption and all those things. Now, on the basis of all of this and the promise not to repeat it, Ghanaians gave the NPP the opportunity. The NPP is still in power. The Auditor General is telling us, even the Cocoa Board one, we all know the months we spent on this Cocoa Board. They 5.2 billion when they were supposed to be 1.6 billion. Now, how do you explain to the Ghanaian who 2016 believe that this country was...
Let me give you an explanation.
Yes.
On the matter of single source, obviously the NPP hasn't gotten it right.
No, so my question,
because the issues...
my question really is that for the voter, who in 2016...
You have to tell the voter that we didn't get it right.
How do you explain that? That you identify that you've identified.
You were so firm. You said that. Look at the president. Said that era of soul sourcing will come to an end.
I have agreed.
Emphatic.
I've agreed to the extent that we spoke against it, and to the extent that it's still going on under our supervision.
No, it's even worse.
It's worse.
Well, whatever.
If we take just Cocoa Board, I'm saying that I remember sitting as host of this show. For more than a month, the issue of Opuni
was being crucified.
Giving contracts of 5.2 billion. When they budgeted 1.6 billion. It was all over. But to the extent that we didn't even trust the Aegis department, the Auditor General to do a probe. We brought in some private company. There's even some controversy about how much it costs. Yes. Why will, at least for just this institution, why will they budget 1.3 billion and do 13 billion?
But one I've told you
9.9
that even the NPP, we haven't covered ourselves in glory when it comes to this soul sourcing. The facts speak for themselves. There's no debate about it, and we must pledge to make amends because we said we will do it differently.
No, you must be punished. We were punished for it for smaller crimes. You have come and done bigger crimes. You will be punished.
Are you a judge to?
You will be. But the electorate will punish you for it. Because we can't trust you. Because now you have even brought in your family members. The family members neck deep.
one second.
Neck deep.
These people that you are mentioning, I haven't seen the
Neck
reports,
deep.
but these were people who were doing work under NDC.
There's no excuse. Neck deep.
But
Listen to Bawumia,
for
overpricing
punishment.
of contracts.
So you let me
through the
speak.
use of sole source.
No, you let me
It's
speak.
very typical of this John Mahama and the Singapore.
I allowed you.
No, but it's been a discussion.
I allowed you. Yeah, but I allowed you to speak.
I also allow you.
Now it's become an interruption. It's not fair. You agree? You are too much in love of propaganda.
Really?
Yes. You've made a good point. Then now you turn it into propaganda. It's not good for you.
I'm still making good points.
Now,
Speaking to
Randy,
facts.
yes.
This is the Auditor General.
We
report.
need to find a way to close that single source loophole. We thought public officials will exercise that discretion in good faith. It's been shown since the law came into effect that it has been observed in the breach, and they've used that loophole of single source to abuse the procurement process.
So shouldn't the president and the vice president, who made this firm promise to Ghanaians, be speaking to Ghanaians about how they have gone from bad to worse?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, if you say bad to worse, I don't know, because that's a judgment.
It's here.
No,
It's here.
one second,
I was just comparing the
paragraph
football
9.
one.
Yeah.
one second. If you say bad to worse, we agree that
Now
is
read paragraph 9 of the report.
we agree. So you let me answer around this question.
No, you're challenging
what
it
is
that it
this?
doesn't move from bad to worse. Meanwhile, the Auditor General says it's
I'm
moved from
not.
bad to
No,
worse.
I'm not challenging. Where is it?
It's here. Read paragraph 9.
Show,
read it.
read it to us.
Read it. Paragraph 9. For example, CRIP 1, Cocoa Board awarded 234 road contracts valued at 5.2 billion, which was 3.25 times the 1.6 billion
The budget.
it's budgeted for. Whilst CRIP 2, that's under you.
Yeah.
Cocoa Board awarded
So
260.
CRIP 1 is under
Mahama, 2015.
That's the one that had the audit.
And CRIP 2
Okay.
is 2020. Awarded 266 contracts valued at 13 billion, which was also 9.9 times the 1.3 billion it budgeted for.
Okay.
9.9
So you're
times.
talking about the scale,
Yes.
but the principle is the same.
Threefold.
No, but the principle is the same.
Gotten
So that's what
worse.
I mean by from bad to worse.
So what we need now, two things: close the loophole. Otherwise,
Amend the law.
which is amend the law to make either we close it or make it tighter. Number two, find a way of prosecuting the Public Account Committee's findings.
Shouldn't we also be thinking of the electorate punishing people?
Yeah.
But that's left. I'm not done. Who point out the wrongs of today?
Yeah.
Promise to do better
Yes.
and fail to do so.
As for the electorate, there are how many? 13 million of them.
Yes.
All of them have their criteria for voting.
Right.
You agree?
Yes.
So let's leave it to them. Those whose criteria includes this, they'll take a decision on that criteria. I don't have a problem. But I'm saying that to the extent that it's been used as campaign against a government and it is still going on, shows that it is something that is probably beyond the capacity of we politicians. So close it.
Okay.
Don't give us that option.
right.
Then this public accounts thing.
Yes.
Look, there was a time when even the sitting chief justice said that I would create a special court to deal with findings from the Public Accounts Committee. And we still, as a country, have not been able to move beyond the public accounts findings into punishment for wrongdoing. And if we don't redress that situation, 3 years' time, you'll be sitting here and we'll be reading the same Auditor General's report at public accounts. Because we saw when public accounts gripped this country with its live hearings over the period, and we're still doing the same. And this matter of effecting discipline or penalties against offenders was such a big matter that the sitting chief justice actually set up special courts. We still couldn't move. So going for it. These are the things we should be looking at.
So we need to go.
Oh, Doc, I thought you gave me a minute to. We did a big commissioning last Saturday of a housing project. Former President Mahama was.
Mahama?
Yes, was the national chief imam. We named the whole block after him.
So was it a partisan NDC?
No. It was not partisan at all. And the donors were there. I want to thank all of them. We had such a great program. And last night, after parliamentary sitting, I went to visit them. And there was one block that we had reserved for the fiscally challenged. So I went to hand over the keys to them. So it's now all occupied, and 300 people. It went very, very well. You should see the building, and I should come and have a look at it. It's really nice.
Okay.
Really, really nice. Now we are waiting for your donation.
Now that you have 10 NDC.
No, it's not. And let me, Doc, let me thank you for sending me the message.
Yes.
Our friend has promised to deliver on Monday. So it's looking good that we could start a third project soon.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So Nana, bring your donation.
No, you've done well. No, when you turn into political
It's not.
NDC
It's
football,
not.
how can I bring a donation?
All right. So for all of you who I asked to provide the first name of Nana Konya for a reward, nobody got it. Nobody.
So next week.
No, let's give the award to the Sergio Ramos guy.
Nobody.
Next week, you know.
See how he did Sergio Ramos for the Bawumia.
Nobody got it.
Hoping to next week.
So I shouldn't tell them today.
No.
Okay.
You mean you're actually going to tell them?
Yes, because they didn't get it, so I was going to provide
He
it.
doesn't want the world to know.
Oh no, as for that one, they will know. So none of you got it, and I don't want you.
Next week.
I don't want you to go and do.
You know what Nana will do? Every week he'll say next week until you forget.
Somebody must get it.
So I'll give you a clue. I'll just give you a clue, and I'll leave it at that. So Nana was named after a legendary
Footballer.
English soccer star who once played a game against a top club side in Ghana.
But I
here.
said so, that it was related to football.
Yes, here. So that's the clue I'll give you. He's a celebrated, legendary English soccer star. He played against a club side in Ghana many years ago. I think in the 60s or so.
Let's go.
Okay, so that's the clue I'll give you. So thanks, Nana and Sami, for joining me on the show. Up next, GMG Trends.
I don't see what we gain.